Yo, yo, yo! Welcome into a little Sports 56 happy hour. I'm your buddy, Johnny Radio. Jay Morgan Harder's in the house, and I'm excited because we busy. It is a beautiful Tuesday in the Mid-South. Just a little wet, you could say. I don't know. I like a little bit of wet every once in a while. It's been hot. It's been hot. It's going to be a little humid, but it ain't a bad day because we're going to talk some college football with David Cobb at 11:30 from CBSSports.com. The coaches' polls have come out. We'll talk about Georgia and how disrespected they've been. Kirby Smart talking about, people don't, they just, I don't know, with all these guys going to the NFL and, we lost Stetson Bennett. Well, they are ranked number one.
Is that your Kirby Smart impression?
Yeah, he's been talking all summer about how people are disrespecting the Georgia Bulldogs, and I find it comical. I understand you're a coach. You have to motivate your players. But when you stand in front of a podium and say it, you sound foolish, especially when you got 61 of the 66 first place votes. Number 2 is Michigan. Number 3, Alabama. 4, Ohio State. 5, LSU. So they just go SEC, Big Ten, SEC, Big Ten, SEC. Then they sneak in and throw a little USC up in that joint. And I'm looking at the rankings for these teams, and I'm probably going to talk a little bit about this at the beginning with you, Mr. J. Morgan. But, man, I feel like Alabama at number 3, I feel they're overrated. I think they're ranked too high. I know we believe in Nick Saban. I know we think Alabama's great. But you did lose the number 1 and the number 3 pick in the NFL draft. Bryce Young went number 1 for a reason. I know you're going to try to replace him, but by the way, do you know who's going to start for Alabama so far?
The kid from Notre Dame, right? Isn't that what
I don't know if it's going to be him or Ty Simpson or Jalen Milroe. It's still a 3-man battle. If you don't know who your quarterback is, you got Texas in week 2. I'm just saying.
What happens if you start 2 quarterbacks? What does that mean?
That means you don't have a quarterback.
That's right. If you have 2, you have none.
If you have 2, you have none. Alabama, I feel, is ranked a little bit too high. Michigan has such a weak schedule. They will sit at number 2. So
that means they're ranked properly, then they have a weak schedule.
Will sit there the whole time until they play the last game of the year against Ohio State. Ohio State, I think, is even, I know you got to put teams here, but we got a lot of quarterback questions with Ohio State. Ryan Day cannot beat Michigan. LSU at number 5, please. They bring their whole offensive line back. You got Perkins on defense at linebacker who will just cut you in half. Jaden Daniels, I don't know if you know, he's a full-grown man now playing quarterback. And Brian Kelly's second year, he did win the West in the first year. What's he going to do for, an encore? USC at 6. Man, I love Caleb Williams. My man can flat out play a little bit of football. Pat Mahomes, man, he's awesome. But USC doesn't play defense. And I know Lincoln Riley's been trying in the recruiting and in the portal to bring in some defensive talent. But again, they missed out on a lot. Heck, they missed out on a big play to their former school in Brent Venerable in Oklahoma. Their stud linebacker that they wanted to transfer in. He picked OU over USC.
Boomer.
Penn State ranked at number 7. I actually think that might be pretty good.
You're supposed to say Sooner there.
Boomer Sooner!
Yeah, there you go.
Boomer Sooner. Penn State, though, they could be a little sneaky good, because I feel like
James Franklin.
When you lose Sean Clifford, you probably gain. You know what I'm saying? You add a little something. So, addition by subtraction.
Is that right? Addition by subtraction.
Absolutely, dude. Florida State, it's number 8. I like the fact that they're up there. So
I like the fact that it rhymes.
What rhymes?
Florida State is number 8.
Florida State is number 8.
I like the fact
I rhyme
that
a lot.
No, you didn't rhyme. John, you didn't make the list.
Unintentionally, I do rhyme a lot.
No, the list rhymes.
Okay, so now I'm not I'm
you
not saying I'm Busta Rhymes.
You are a poet. You might be Busta Rhymes, John. But in this case, the list rhymed, and that makes it a good list as far as I'm concerned. Who's number 9?
They have Clemson. They decided they had to put the 2 best teams in the ACC somewhere in the top 10, so they bunched them together.
They forgot Miami.
They got 8 and 9. Huh?
They forgot Miami then.
TVD. I don't know if you know, but Mario Cristobal is the coach at Miami.
He might be good, John.
And what has Mario Cristobal ever done in college football?
David Cobb said yesterday that he thinks Mario Cristobal made the right offensive coordinator hire. And like Jimbo, we have to see if he lets him do the job. That's a good analysis from David Cobb, who you're going to have on your show later today, John.
Yeah, I feel you there. But Bobby Petrino actually
Bobby Pat.
is going to, I think, be okay. He actually seemed really happy yesterday. In
No
his little
neck
presser.
brace either.
No neck brace.
He's
Yeah.
great.
No cuts on his face. From driving motorcycles with blondes. Looked good. Looked actually
Volleyball
good.
players.
They put Tennessee at number 10. T. Martin ain't coming out that door. Neither is my favorite hooker, Hendon. I don't know if I can believe in Joe Milton. I don't know if I can believe in him that far all the way up at number 10. And forget, Tennessee has a lot of issues in their secondary that they've got to figure out. They throw the football a lot in today's college football. Their secondary is young and very inexperienced. A little worried about that. Michael Penix Jr. is a baller shot caller, but we got Washington up at number 11. Texas at 12, please.
I like their coach.
Steve Sarkisian.
Sark.
You like who?
I like that coach. Whatever he runs up there, I like that guy.
You like that guy?
Isn't that Washington coach? Wasn't he new last year or something like that? Or maybe the offensive coordinator was new last year or something like that? Someone calling plays in Washington. I like what he's doing. That's all the analysis I can give to you, John. I'm sorry. I know it doesn't give you a whole lot to work with.
Hey,
I guess you could just move on to the next team.
It's excellent analysis. It's good work. Very good work.
Runs the same offense as the Kent State offensive coordinator that I think
The
got
Golden
hired.
Flash.
That guy got hired somewhere else this offseason, Kent State's offensive coordinator. He got a big-time job.
I can't remember his name. Saved my life.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why any of us would know the offensive coordinator at Kent State, but he went someplace else. Oh, he's the Colorado. Deion Sanders hired him at Colorado to be their offensive coordinator, but he's good. Kent State ran a real good offense. Remember last year they were a team in the MAC that were going to make money on betting against the spread because their record was going to be bad the second half of the season. Do you remember that, John?
Yes, I do.
Do you actually, or are you just agreeing with me to shut me up?
No, I agree with you
Good.
100%.
Thanks, John.
I agree with you 100%. And Jimmy Lake, I think, is he the head coach at Washington?
Sure, that sounds right.
Will you Google it?
Sure.
Thank you. Notre Dame, by the way, we believe in Sam Hartman that much. I think I kind of love some Sam Hartman. Notre Dame's sneaky at 13.
Kalen DeBoer.
Oh, that's right.
Kalen
they
DeBoer.
fired Jimmy Lake.
Yeah,
didn't
this was this guy's first year last year.
Okay,
Kalen DeBoer.
okay,
yeah,
okay.
I like his offense. I like this guy a lot.
See, nobody watches the Pac-12.
No, they are on too late for me to watch, John.
Man, I remembered their other coach at least.
Kalen DeBoer. No, this guy's real good though. I like Washington a lot. They're a fun team to watch.
They
seriously.
are a fun team. Utah. Now, Kyle Whittingham, Utah's program, Cam Rising, their quarterback's returning. They got a bit early game against Florida. They're at their house. Florida's weak sauce. Oregon being at 15, is Bo Nix really going to be able to put this whole team on his shoulders? I don't know.
Speaking of Washington, John, before we get off of Kalen DeBoer, do you want to know what his head coaching record is?
Who, Kalen?
Yeah.
No.
It's
What is
90-11.
Where the hell did he coach?
Yeah, that's crazy, isn't it? Fresno State, and then he was the head coach at Sioux Falls, which I believe is an NAIA team, and where he won.
Sioux Falls?
Where he
is
won,
that South Dakota?
Yeah, where he won 3 national championships as the head coach at
NAIA?
Sioux Falls. NAIA. I don't care what league you play in, winning national championships is hard. That's impressive.
I think that is kind of impressive. Got to give him a little. You know what? I'm going to have to remember his name. Kalen DeBoer.
Kalen DeBoer. 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 DeBoer.
Where the hell Jimmy Lake go? Nobody liked him anyway.
I don't know. He was relieved of duty.
But again, also, and then TCU, ranked extremely high at 16.
He's now the assistant head coach for the Los Angeles Rams, John.
And I really don't need to go through the rest of this. And
Jimmy
I'm not
Lake,
going
did
to.
you hear what I said? Now the associate head coach
With the Rams.
for the assistant head coach for the Rams. So he's traded up.
That Rams team is not going to be very good this year. I'm just going to be honest
Yeah,
with
but it's
you.
the National Football League.
It is the National Football League. It really, really is. But if you were the head coach for the Texans, like let's say the last 6 years, do you really feel like you were in the NFL?
Wow, he was the DB coach for Monty Kiffin.
Get out of town.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
Damn.
So he's got some good.
Money.
He's got a good little resume here.
I like that. That's not bad. By the way, yeah, the Ole Miss Rebels are coming in at number 22.
How about that? Hotty toddy. But we don't even know who the quarterback is. How could they possibly be ranked in the top 25? They don't even know who's going to play
Because you could start any of the three. You could start Walker Howard from LSU.
Are you arguing, John, that these quarterbacks are all the same and it doesn't really matter?
No. I'm saying Walker Howard is a guy who can push the ball down the field, big, tall, stands in the pocket, like a full-grown man, strong arm. Jackson Dart, the incumbent who played a lot last year, knows the offense well, but we know he just tries to run around. He's not nearly as athletic as Spencer Sanders, and he can't push the ball down the field.
Nor can he walk.
Spencer Sanders, a 4-year starter at Oklahoma State, transfers over here to Ole Miss, senior, healthy, runs. He can do it all. He's a winner. He makes plays. So I'm fine.
He's a winner. He makes plays.
I'm fine with the Rebels, man. I'm fine.
How about that? Howdy toddy.
Pete Golding's going to get that defense going in the right direction,
defensive
son.
When I insulted the Rebels, John. Are you a Rebel now?
I am a full-grown Rebel. I am. I mean, when all your money that you make in the world goes to one school, you're not going to start supporting it?
That's true.
And I don't know if you know this, but they have the best cheerleading squad in the history of the world.
I guess you have two options when all your money goes to one school. You either hate them or love them. And you chose love them, John, because you're a positive guy.
I'm also all about love.
That's right.
You know what
all
I'm
you
saying?
need is love.
Love makes the world go round.
That's another song.
That's a song?
I was singing the Beatles. All you need is love.
It's like, all you need is love. That's how they do it.
I wouldn't even sing it, John. We're going to get sued.
Well, I mean, all I said was...
They're extremely litigious.
Well, you know what? Tell them to come after me. Yeah. Again, all they're going to do is get money from Ole Miss because none of mine is in my bank account.
That's right.
But anyway, we're going to talk a lot of college football today with David Cobb at 11:30. Got some great Hardwood stories. Going to also jump deep up into some NFL action. You know me and Jay Morgan are going to be betting on baseball. We actually have an afternoon game today. Had a little rain out action. Now we have a little Washington, Philadelphia at 3 o'clock today. They play a doubleheader, then they play again at 6. You know who's on the bump for Philly, don't you?
Two guys, John.
Well, the first game. The first game. You have to get to the first game before the second game. Zach Wheeler, yes. And Wheeler is wheeling and dealing. I am all about Zach Wheeler today. I know Washington's been playing good. I like Philly minus 1.5 runs. I'm putting that out there on the front. And I don't know if you saw this, but did you see what Trey Turner did?
What did you do, John?
So you know he's been struggling this year, correct?
That's right, but this is a revenge game for Trey Turner.
It is a revenge game. He has been struggling. Did you see what went up in Philadelphia yesterday?
What's that?
Trey Turner bought a bunch of billboards all over Philadelphia thanking the fans. Because after he had like 2 strikeouts in a row, he got a standing ovation from the fans when he came up for his third at bat. They were like, "Yo, we love you. You're all right. We can do this." He said he needed that emotional lift more than you can imagine, and he thanked all of his fans. Now he's getting a little revenge on his team. I think Philadelphia, sweep them. They beat the brakes off the Nationals, and Trey Turner goes yard today.
That's kind of like last Friday I handicapped a Detroit Tigers game by picking them to win because it was Miguel Cabrera Jersey
Day down in Miami.
And you know what, John? It was the only game the Tigers won in that series. Was Miguel Cabrera Jersey giveaway day. So sometimes you need to handicap games like that. Trey Turner's got billboards up. Let's bet on the Phillies today.
I love it. I think I'm with you on this one. By the way, a little baseball news. Did you see Brett Boone get ejected for a 6th time?
That was a great ejection.
It was a great one. I haven't seen one like that. He was drawing in the
he did drawing the dirt
to
signify that the ball missed the plate by that
6
much.
inches.
That's right. And then he imitated the umpire strikeout call, which is a very high punch.
Dude, it looks like he's doing a bow and arrow thing. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, this dude could have played. If he was in the medieval days, I guarantee you he would have been an archer. Like, did you see how strong it was?
Strong punch, John.
I liked his strikeout call, too.
It was good.
A couple people in MLB Network this morning found it obnoxious, and I thought to myself, you know what? Y'all are never obnoxious in the morning, but your take's obnoxious.
You know what's obnoxious, John? Getting thrown out of 18 baseball games over the course of a season.
Boone's been – this is his 6th. It's 18 in the last.
18 of his career.
His last 3 seasons.
Well, still. Getting thrown out of 18 times.
That's average 6 a year, though.
It's still ridiculous.
By the way, he's been thrown out of more baseball games than any other manager this year. So, you know, he's putting in that work, I guess you could say. But Aaron Boone ejected. Yankees have lost 3 of 4. They are straight up bootay. Not Keyshawn Boutte. Just Boutte. Or Booty. They're not very good. Baltimore winners of 4 in a row. Look at that American League East. Right now, can you believe that the Orioles have 12 more wins on the season than New York Yankees?
Yeah. Can't you?
I mean, I can, but it's just wild. But I also have to say something horrible about the Orioles. Horrible about the Orioles. Did you see how petty they are? What's the Orioles manager's name? I mean, the owner's name.
Oh, you're talking about with the announcer. I don't know. I'll look it up. You tell the story. I'll
Kevin
look up what the manager's
Brown
name
was
is.
removed. He's the number one play-by-play guy for their broadcast.
Peter
Has
Angelos.
been since 2019.
Peter Angelos is the fellow's name, John, but I believe it's his son that
It
lost
figures it's his
temper.
son because you know what? His son didn't do nothing. Peter Angelo's son has never done nothing. Silver spoon, probably a gold or platinum spoon been shoved in his mouth his whole day since the day he was born. And he's going to go out there and suspend the play-by-play guy for saying something that was 100% true. They are going to win more games this year than they had in the previous 2 seasons.
Yeah, that's right. The owner's son runs MASN, which broadcasts the Orioles game.
Well, the son is a little B word, and it ain't booty.
Agreed, John. That was ridiculous.
That is ridiculous. You take the voice of your team away because he said like the exact fact. He's like, God, all this winning we're doing is great. Can you believe they're going to win more games this year than they did the previous 2 years? And that calls for a suspension? That's insane. I like the Orioles. I talked yesterday. I think they have the best closer in baseball. I think actually that this is the first year that I can say this, that the closer in baseball might be the best pitcher in the American League, because I know Garrett Cole's record is 10-2. I know his ERA is extremely well. I think it's like a 2.7 around that area. But man, Felix Bautista has a K rate of 18 strikeouts per 9 innings, a WHIP 0.85, 30 saves, 52 innings. Opponents are batting 133. He is tearing it up. And I'm sorry, Framber has had a good year, 9-7 with Houston though. 3 ERA, not the greatest. Kevin Gausman, please. Castillo plays for Seattle. By the way, you better watch out for Seattle. Have you noticed what Seattle's been doing?
They're on a little win streak, John. They're hotter than Cooter Brown.
Cooter Brown ain't got nothing on Seattle. Seattle is hot. They won 5 in a row. They're 8-2. They're finally hitting the baseball. You know how we made fun of this team? And we were talking about how they could not hit. Teoscar Hernandez, for an entire month of July, batted under 200. Did you know that?
No, I did, John. And they strike out the second most in all of baseball.
Well, not right now. Because you know what they're doing right now? Breaking pitchers' will.
How about this? You know who strikes out the most in baseball? Twins, John.
The Twins.
Also on a 5-game win streak.
And on a 5-game win
How about
streak.
that?
Carlos Correa did not hit a home run in July. Hit one yesterday. 4 RBI day. And guess who took him out of his lineup on Sunday? Me. The minute I take out Carlos Correa, he goes out there and hits a home run. Thanks, Carlos. But the Mariners,
he was playing
man.
inspired ball that day.
J-Rod is finally hitting the baseball. He's stealing bases. By the way, people have been saying that he's having a down year. He has 18 home runs, 30 stolen bases, 62 RBI. I mean, he ain't Ronald Acuna, but he don't have to. Power numbers maybe not exactly where you want them, but Suarez is ripping the cover off the baseball. Again, Teoscar Hernandez is in fuego. He didn't hit a single home run in July. He's hit now 2 in August, 2 in his last 2, 1 in each of his last 2 games. They're starting to swing the baseball bat, and we know they have a pitching staff. I'd say watch out a little bit for Seattle. They're extremely hot. Now, let's see. Oh, yeah, I was talking actually about the Cy Young. Do you think I'm crazy? Shohei Ohtani's not going to be the Cy Young winner. You think I'm crazy because Felix Bautista? I'm not about giving usually a closer the Cy Young.
Well, I would say this: it's difficult. It's kind of I bet it ends up being kind of like the MVP in football, where it kind of always goes to a quarterback. This kind of always goes to a starter because it's so difficult to judge a closer's stats against the starters because they only have to pitch 3 outs at a time generally. You know what I mean? So it's just difficult to judge one
Best
of the two.
story in
but it's a
baseball in
great
the American
argument.
League. Best story in baseball right now in the American League. Is it not the O's?
It would have to be the Orioles, I would
Biggest
think.
reason the Orioles have their record right now is it not the 30 saves where Felix Bautista has come in there and closed the door. Yes, they're hitting the ball. They give up a ton of runs. But what happens in the 9th inning?
Yeah,
the door is shut.
If you're going to give it to a pitcher on the Orioles, it would have to be. It would have to be.
Framber Valdez, his record is 9-7. Garrett Cole plays for the Yankees, and they're not that good. Kevin Gausman for Toronto, stop it.
Yeah, but that's not a reason not to give Garrett Cole the Cy Young, though. That's like saying because Jacob deGrom's team wasn't winning enough when he had
I hear what you're saying.
But Garrett Cole doesn't have a 1.2 ERA.
No, he does. That's what I was going to say. And Garrett Cole has been very good. He's been good, but it's not like when I watch Garrett Cole go out there and pitch, I'm just like blown away.
Yeah.
When I watch Felix Bautista, he's a strike throwing machine, and nobody is hitting him. He goes in, he does not walk batters. He goes right after them, and guess what he makes professional hitters look like? Damn fools.
What if Verlander goes on a tear after the All-Star break for Houston here? Does he have a chance at a Cy Young?
Absolutely not. He started, 0-4 on the season?
Yeah,
his ERA is still above 4, is it not?
Yeah, but he had a really good July. And
you don't get to pitch half a season and win a Cy Young.
Okay, hey, it was just a question.
And if it's
going
to be
Scherzer
somebody
goes off? What if Scherzer?
Hush.
Scherzer's having a terrible year.
Hush.
What if he goes off for the Rangers? Half a year enough?
No, but Texas, by the way, is still playing great baseball. Like Houston made all those. You know what? That West has become a beast.
It has been.
Man, you got
except for the Angels.
Like the Angels. Angels are trash. And listen, and we know that the let's be real, the A's should be playing in minor league baseball.
That was mean, John. That's unnecessary. Please take it back.
If Domingo Germán
can throw,
Domingo Germán can throw a perfect game against the Angels, and right now, do you know where he's at?
Yeah, he's terrible.
Do you know where he's at?
He
honestly,
was sent down, John.
He wasn't just sent down. They sent that fool to a 12-step program. He's reading about Dr. Bob and what is it, Dr. Bob? What is the AA writers? Bill W. and Dr. Bob.
Because he has a drinking problem.
You think?
He was drinking in the dugout.
Yep. It's not very, by the way, can I tell you something? Talk about White Sox yesterday being unprofessional about their pitchers sleeping in the dugout.
And Yohan Moncada is undisciplined and lazy.
And
Eloy Jimenez is lazy.
Doesn't show up until like an hour before the game.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But you also have to say things about the Yankees when they drinking in the dugout. And no wonder Aaron Boone's getting thrown out 6 times.
Babe Ruth.
Heck, Kurt Schilling. No, who was in Boston a few years ago?
David Ortiz.
No, it was not. No. Who do you not remember when they got in trouble for drinking in the during the games?
Carlos Beltran.
I'll figure it out during the break because I'm late for a break, but I need to take one right now because on the other side we're getting deep in some college football with David Cobb from CBSSports.com. I don't know what I was about to say.
I don't know either, Jim.
I saw something on TV that shocked me, and then my brain stopped working.
Wow.
My bad. But we're back in 2 shakes with David Cobb, Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
Broadcasting from the Family Leisure Studio, we are Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Visit Frontier Western Store today for new shirts and boots. Frontier is your top Carhartt store in the Mid-South. There's thousands of in-stock shirts and jeans. They have the classic K87 pocket tee in every color they make, including new ones just released. Available small to 4X. Want new jeans? Frontier has you covered with super tough work denim by Carhartt. And you've got to check out their selection of Ariat jeans for men, women, and children. You'll love how easy it is to find the size and style you need. Have you seen Frontier's remodeled world-famous boot showroom? It continues to expand. New styles by Ariat just arrived, plus plenty of in-stock proven classics too. Whether you need work or dress boots, trust that Frontier's the place to come. See thousands of pairs of Ariat boots and thousands more by Dan Post, Corral, Durango, Rocky, Twisted X, and others. And Frontier's pricing is lower than online and chain stores, so you know just the local shop to visit. Frontier Western Store, 5880 Goodman Road in Olive Branch, and on the web at frontierwesternstore.com. Locally owned and operated since 1967.
Homer Skelton Hyundai Genesis in Olive Branch has an offer you can't refuse. They will pay you to do business with them if you want luxury. And I'm talking the Genesis G70 car. If you would love to have that kind of new technology, they will give you a $1,000 rebate when you finance with Genesis Motor Finance. In other words, they'll pay you $1,000 to do business with them, and you get brand new luxury. You can't beat it. That's Homer Skelton Hyundai Genesis, right at the corner of Craft Road and Highway 78 in Olive Branch. Homer Skelton Hyundai Genesis in Olive Branch, where customer retention is amazing. There's a reason. They take care of you with a team that's been together for a long time. Whether it's finance or whether it's service, you can't beat them. Homer Skelton Hyundai Genesis.
Everyone needs protection, whether you're on the field or on the road, so make sure you have the best. Bob Simpson State Farm Insurance can buckle you up with auto insurance, can back you up with life and health insurance, cover your business whether it's starting, growing, or maturing, and don't forget to insure your home, no matter if you're an owner or a renter. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call Bob Simpson today at 901-381-1233 or go online and get a free quote at bobsimpson.org. Stay protected with your good neighbor, Bob Simpson.
Response to the all-new Genesis Diamonds has been incredible. People are loving what we've brought to Memphis. Genesis is a different kind of jewelry store with more jewelry than you've ever seen in one place at prices you never thought possible. What's the Genesis secret? Our owner was born and raised in the diamond industry in Tel Aviv. After selling wholesale to high-end jewelry retailers for years, he hated the insane markups they were getting away with. So he stopped selling to the stores and started selling direct to the public. That philosophy is still a core part of Genesis DNA as we continue to sell the highest quality diamonds at true no middleman direct importer prices. With international connections and massive buying power, Genesis has what it takes to beat anyone else's price every day on every diamond. Discover the Genesis difference, forever changing how people in Memphis buy diamonds and fine jewelry. Now open at Poplar & Perkins, the official jeweler of the Tennessee Titans.
A new era in public safety begins with you. Be the change you want to see. Join us for the Memphis Police Department Hiring Expo, Saturday, August 26, 2023, from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at 170 North Main Street downtown. We'll be taking applications, performing basic testing, and interviewing candidates on site. Free parking will be located at Poplar Avenue and Front Street. Salary starting at $60,700. Benefits include a $15,000 sign-on bonus, up to $10,000 relocation assistance. For more information or details, visit joinmpd.com.
Attention, everyone. Family Leisure needs your help clearing out their inventory. Let me say that again. Family Leisure is needing your help to clear out their inventory. And to do so, there are tons of great deals throughout the store. For example, all do-it-yourself pools are $1,000 off. Special 24-foot round pools for less than $2,000. Select play gyms, only $18.99. Hey, if you need patio furniture, they have patio furniture that's now up to 30% off. Spas are in stock. They're up to $1,200 off. Now listen up, because I'm only going to say this once. 24 months, same as cash financing, is now available through this sale. Family Leisure needs your help clearing out their inventory, so come and do your part at Family Leisure. Whitten Road and I-40, where family and fun come together.
The only power source capable of generating 1.21 gigawatts of electricity is a bolt of lightning.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I am your buddy Johnny Radio, hanging out with Jay Morgan all day long, all day strong. And it's time to talk with David Cobb from CBSSports.com. You know David, man, you read his work all the time when you go to CBSSports.com. You follow him on Twitter, I hope, at David W. Cobb. And you better listen to him every single Tuesday. I don't want to threaten you people. I'm just going to advise you. Listen every Tuesday. It will make you a smarter sports fan. DC, what's up, brother?
Hey, man, not much. I am currently assembling a timeline of the Pac-12 demise. I was actually working on this when I talked with Stats yesterday and Jay, and I'm still working on it because, my gosh, it is a lot to get through when you go back in time a little bit to really break down where it all went wrong for the Pac-12. So that's what I'm doing right now. It's been a crazy week, and we're not done yet. Still more to come. And oh, by the way, there's a season right around the corner, too, where they're actually going to play football and try to kick the ball through the goalpost and score touchdowns and stuff like that. So yeah, plenty to talk about, I'm sure.
Yeah, we got a ton to talk about. And I want to try to, pick your brain a little bit, maybe help give you a little something while you're writing your article. And we talk about the Pac-12 basically dissolving in front of us. The crazy thing, again, is they're going to have a great season in basically their last year. But all you have is Stanford, Oregon State. I love the Beavers. Don't know where they're going to be anymore. Washington State and Cal. It's the Pac-4 right now. Everybody's left. But remember back when we were talking, I guess, about a year ago, let's say SEC Media Days, we find out, Texas and Oklahoma are coming to the SEC, and we were thinking that the Big 12 was about to be the one dissolved. We weren't even talking about the Pac. Brett Yormark, does he deserve a absolute ton of credit?
The Big 12 has been on the mat a number of times, and it goes back a long way. But in this most recent round, you think about it, losing Texas and Oklahoma, how do you survive that? Because at least the Pac-12, they lost UCLA and USC. That's brutal, but they still had Oregon and Washington. They still had Utah, which was its two-time reigning champion. They still had Arizona State with a lot of potential, and Arizona has a strong basketball brand. When the Big 12 lost Texas and Oklahoma, what did they have left from a football standpoint when you really think about it? Sure, Kansas and Baylor had won basketball national titles, but when you're talking about value from a football standpoint, yeah, okay, TCU, Baylor, Oklahoma State, don't get me wrong, I like watching them. They're interesting. They're fun teams, but they're not brands. And so for the Big 12 to survive the loss of Texas and Oklahoma and come out of this looking like a viable conference is pretty incredible. And it's a lot of credit due to Brett Yormark. You're spot on. That guy came in and was aggressive and forward-thinking at a time when the Pac-12 was insular and regressive in its thinking. And so it's no surprise to see the Big 12 coming out on top here.
It is. It's definitely a surprise, and I know you're knee-deep in this right now. My question for you is, does the Pac-12 survive in any form or fashion, or is this just basically like Stanford, Okie State, the Oregon State Beavers, Washington State Cal? Are they just going to have to take a step down and go into a smaller conference? Or, is this over?
Yeah, I think that's more likely. I think that them taking a step down to a different conference, or who knows, maybe the ACC figures out a way to make Cal and Stanford work.
I need to interrupt you real quick. I'm sorry. I keep hearing that this is a possibility, and I don't understand how you could be part of the Atlantic Coast Conference and be basically right there on the Pacific Coast. I understand geography. I know the Big Ten, geography does not matter, but the ACC and a couple teams out west doesn't feel like it's going to be strong enough. It just doesn't seem like that would be appealing for the ACC. I think you just try to keep everybody in.
Have you seen Oppenheimer yet?
No, I have not, but I love that dude who plays Oppenheimer in Peaky Blinders.
Okay, so I'm not going to spoil anything for you. It's history.
Well, I know. I was going to say the bomb. He actually is successful, and he makes a nuclear warhead.
Okay, but a lot of the movie takes place at Cal, at Berkeley, where Oppenheimer went to conduct a lot of research, right? And think about this. This was the 30s and the early 40s. He's out there doing this research, and they're on the cutting edge of all this scientific stuff. So you mean to tell me you don't think Cal and Stanford are smart enough to figure out a way to time travel, to figure out a way to turn back the clock and make a 6-hour flight only 2? I think they can do it. I think Cal and Stanford can figure out a way to dilute geography and just zoom across the country and no problem whatsoever. But no, it's pretty ridiculous. What I hope actually happens with Cal and Stanford in the ACC is that they become the first to go football only with a conference. So Cal and Stanford say, you know what, and maybe the ACC would have to approve this. It'll never happen, but it should, because we need to get here at some point, for Cal and Stanford to go football only in the ACC. Because you know what, football, they can make 3 or 4 cross-country trips a season on a charter flight and be okay, right? Because it's 1 game a week. It's charter flights is 3 times a year. All right, not ideal, but not the end of the world. Where it's really dumb is with basketball, baseball, softball, volleyball, and the list goes on. So
and Stanford, by the way, they're great at every other sport. They're just not that great at the ones that matter and make money.
Right, and they could be a part of the WCC for other stuff. They could be a part of the Mountain West for other stuff. They could independently compete in the other stuff and just have their football team go across the country to play in the ACC a few times a year. It's never going to work. I think the Big Ten is going to figure this out. I think the Big 12 is going to figure this out with a conference that now stretches from Arizona to Central Florida, that you send these Olympic sports across the country numerous times a year, commercial flights, and try to get them into class, as well. So anyway, that's what I hope they do. I don't know that it's going to happen. I doubt it will, but football only for Cal and Stanford in the ACC. I think that would make a lot of sense and bring some of the logic that's been missing from all this.
The Big Ten's already about to be the Big 20. I mean, they're getting close. The SEC's got 16 coming in next year, 2024. They're big. The ACC, are they a team right now that needs to go out there and doing a little expanding? And everybody in Memphis, of course, has been talking about the Big 12 for years. Always felt close, really were never that close. Is now their focus, and fans need to just sit out there and pray that the ACC comes and scoops them up? And the reason I say that is because, of course, everybody talks about Florida State and Miami, but that grant of rights deal is pretty solid and secure. I don't know how they're going to get out of it again. I'm not a lawyer, but right now is Memphis's best option. Do they need to stop looking, and people need to stop talking about the Big 12 and start praying that the ACC expands?
Yeah, actually, so what I think Memphis fans should hope for is for Florida State and Clemson and North Carolina to find a way out of the ACC. Because as it stands now, the ACC is not going to add Memphis because Memphis isn't going to be a big enough draw to increase the value of their TV payout. ESPN's not going to say, oh, you're adding Memphis? Well, in that case, we'll give you more money. I'm sorry, it's just not going to happen. However, if Florida State and Clemson and North Carolina and Virginia find a way out, then perhaps the ACC is looking to backfill and remain viable. Much like the Big 12 did when it lost Oklahoma and Texas, they went out and added Houston and BYU, and they're going to survive with UCF, Cincinnati. You know the drill. The ACC could end up in a situation where it has to do the same thing, and Memphis would, I think, be a very logical fit in that scenario. So I think that's hopefully, that's kind of what you hope for if you're a Memphis fan. I think that would be a good outcome. So yeah, you'd be in an ACC that lost some of its bigger brands, but it would still be a league that potentially had Wake Forest, Boston College, Syracuse, Duke, maybe Virginia Tech might not get that prestigious invite from an SEC or a Big Ten. Miami, who knows? Sorry, Jay. They'll probably get an invite, but they could be left behind. So you know what I'm saying here? That would be a much better league than the AAC, and I think Memphis would be in perfect position to capitalize if the ACC needed to backfill. But they're not going to need to do that unless Florida State and some of these other teams find a way out.
The coaches poll has now been dropped. Georgia number 1 in the top 10 of the coaches poll. You got 4 SEC teams up there. You got 3 Big Ten teams. You have 2 ACC teams and 1 Pac-12 team. I mean, it goes SEC, Big Ten, SEC, Big Ten, SEC. Then you got your USC in the Pac. When I look at Georgia, Michigan, Alabama, when I look at the top 10, I understand all the rankings. And this is going to sound probably crazy because I don't know exactly. But is Alabama at number 3 for me? And everybody's saying, listen, I know Nick Saban's great. I know Alabama recruits hardcore. But they did lose Bryce Young, the number 1 pick in the NFL draft. I still don't know who's going to be their starting quarterback. I don't believe in Jalen Milroy, Ty Simpson, the kid from Notre Dame. I don't know if they're actually going to be that great. They've replaced more coordinators than anybody and their grandmother, their offensive coordinator, their defensive coordinator, all new down to Alabama. Can this team realistically vie for a national championship when you have some great teams like LSU over there just in the West, Georgia, of course, in the East? What do you think about Alabama being number 3?
Yeah, still talented enough to win the national title. I don't think there's any question. The recruiting has been so good. The talent level is still there. Nick Saban is still the coach. They're good enough to do it. But I don't agree with Alabama being number 3 in the coaches poll. And I don't agree with Alabama being picked to win the SEC West over LSU. LSU is the reigning SEC West champion. They have continuity at coordinator. They have continuity at quarterback and at a lot of other positions as well. Those are things Alabama doesn't have. So I think if you're looking at it objectively and taking away the prestige of the name and the logo, LSU deserves to be ahead of Alabama in every preseason poll going into this year. So, yeah, Alabama's still capable of doing it, they are just not the dominant, obvious pick that they oftentimes have been under Nick Saban. So I am surprised to see them up at number 3. I think it's a lot of name bias and a lot of deference to the Saban dynasty. That who knows if it's still continuing. If they don't win it all this year, it'll be 3 years in a row that they've not won a national title, which would be the longest streak under Nick Saban to this point.
Which would be absolutely wild. Now, Michigan at number 2, I get why they're there. They're not going to play anybody this year. Like, I mean, their schedule is so soft, it's not even funny. So they'll sit there as long as they have to until they play Ohio State or Penn State. I look at that Penn State team, and I'm going to say, I think you need to watch out for that Penn State team. If Drew Allar or that Jackson Smolik, if they get good quarterback play, this James Franklin team could be the one that goes out there and steals the Big Ten.
I love it. Yeah, absolutely. They were my pick. I did an undervalued teams piece last week for CBS, looking at schools that aren't the favorites in their conference that might have some betting value. Penn State was my pick from the Big Ten. Obviously, the focus is on Michigan and Ohio State. That Penn State team doesn't have many holes, and you hit it spot on. Quarterback play is the question, but I think they could actually get an upgrade with Aller over Sean Clifford, because Sean Clifford was good. He was a better than average quarterback, but he was not elite.
Dude, in the fourth quarter, you knew you were going to get an interception in crunch time from Sean Clifford.
I know. And if Aller can be better, which is possible, he showed a lot of promise last year, then Penn State is stacked defensively. And if you put some good quarterback play with those running backs, you're spot on. Penn State could be this could finally be the year when they break through and make the college football playoff for the first time.
So right now over in the ACC, Mike Norvell, is this the year that he needs to get things done and win that bad boy?
Yeah, it's pretty clearly the year. Jordan Travis comes back and Jared Verse comes back on the defensive side of the ball. Two of the best players in the ACC who could have left and decided not to. So that's a tremendous place to start. They got great receiver talent, a lot back on both sides of the ball. Florida State is in prime position to end the Clemson dynasty, right? I know Pitt won the ACC championship game a couple of years ago kind of randomly, but for the most part, it's been Clemson and Clemson only in the ACC, and this could be the changing of the guard. Now, I'll say Florida State opens with LSU, and they won that game last year, which set the tone for their sort of breakthrough season. But now you lose that game, the momentum is out of your sails right out of the gate, and then you have to beat Clemson in the regular season to have a chance at the playoff. But yeah, this is the Florida State team that has the goods. This is the team that can get it done.
Notre Dame not joining a conference. I kind of get it, man. There's like 8. I heard some crazy number the other day. Listening to a little college football, they said there's like 18% of like the population is Catholic out there. Catholics love Notre Dame. Not all of them. Not saying every one of them, but a lot of them do. They're a national brand. Do you think staying independent is going to be good for their future?
Yeah, I think so. It's just what they like to do. They could get more money if they joined a league. The Big Ten and
I don't know. NBC's cutting them a fat check, man.
Yeah, I know. It's not bad. Like the autonomy, the independence, the spotlight is all. That's all good for Notre Dame. No, I don't think they're going anywhere. They've been courted so many times over the years. They had their little 1-year deal with the ACC during COVID and whatnot. But I mean, and the thing is, like, they're totally fine with not even having access to the top 4 spots in the college football playoff. Like they are okay with having to scrap it out for one of the spots 5 through 12. Like, I don't know, Notre Dame just seems totally content. This is a huge year though for Marcus Freeman. Like, he's got a chance with this squad to like be really solid. But if on the heels of what Brian Kelly did there, they go, consecutive seasons without getting to 10 wins, and the pressure starts to ratchet up there real quick. So, yeah, ultimately Brian Kelly left Notre Dame because he felt like he had a better chance to win a national title somewhere else. And, long term, maybe that says there's some issues there with Notre Dame's commitment to winning. But in terms of staying independent, I think they are totally happy with where they're at.
Sam Hartman, do you think he's going to be the difference for Notre Dame this year?
Yeah, he's an upgrade. I mean, Pine and Buckner were very average last year, quarterback play for Notre Dame. So bringing in Sam Hartman, a proven signal caller from the ACC, that was a unique system that he ran at Wake Forest for sure. But
claw fence.
Notre Dame's been more run-oriented historically and whatnot, but he's clearly an upgrade. So he should be able to, Notre Dame should win 10 games this year. There's really no doubt.
Man, I could talk college football with you all day. Make sure you follow David at David W. Cobb on Twitter. Read his work at cbssports.com. Are you still hailing from California?
Still am, yeah. We're out here for, at least the first few weeks of football season. Then who knows? But, chilling out here. Beautiful weather.
Out there on the left coast, does anybody even really care about the Pac-12 dissolving?
Well, see, I'm in Orange County, which is, you got a lot of UCLA and USC people here, and they're like, whatever. We figured it would crumble once we left, So in this specific region, kind of just indifferent. And, that's part of the problem with the Pac-12 in the first place is that, they thought the Pac-12 network people would flock to it, to watch the non-revenue sports and the fifth and sixth best football game of any given Saturday. And you know what? It turns out there's better things to do in California than watch Oregon State play Southern Utah. So it's I don't honestly feel a ton of sympathy or sadness out here for what's happened because the teams with the big fan bases are going to be fine. And then, feel bad for Oregon State and Washington State. But shoot, Cal and Stanford, I don't even know that their alums really care that much because if you've ever seen a crowd shot from a Saturday night at Stanford, there's not a whole lot of interest in college football.
And you know what? I forgot to ask you this, by the way. I meant to bring this up earlier. I talked about the Beavers. Could the Beavers, is this a football team that could actually win the Pac-12 this year? Everybody's talking about USC. Everybody's talking about, Caleb Williams, Washington, Michael Penix Jr., Utah's Cam Rising, Kyle Whittingham, bringing it back, winning program. Oregon State looks pretty damn good this year.
Bringing in DJU, too. My gosh, if the dude can be what we thought he was going to be at Clemson, and I think he could because he needed a fresh start. He needed a new system. That Clemson offense was stale. The receivers out there were just unspectacular, right? So new system, new skill talent. This could be a breakthrough season for DJU, and that was the only thing that held Oregon State back last year. They won 10 games, even with poor quarterback play. So good quarterback play for that team, absolutely. Oregon State totally in the picture for the Pac-12, which would be kind of hilarious if they were able to win the league as they get relegated to the Mountain West or what have you with all these teams leaving.
Yeah, in the regular season, they don't play USC, so that's also a thing about their schedule. They get Washington at home. One of the big game. They get UCLA at home. They get Utah also at home. Their road games in the Pac. Arizona, Colorado, Washington State, not very scary. The last one of the year, though, they play, of course. The Beaver Bowl? What is it?
They used to call it the Civil War.
The Civil War.
That's offensive. They don't call it that anymore. So.
Oh man, everything out on the left coast is a little crazy. You should hear my comments that I got later on today. I'm going to be talking about. Oh, you don't want to know. Probably you're on the left coast. I need to keep you. I need to keep you thinking right, but it has to do with the T's. If you know what those are.
You would love it out here, man. I'll just say that you would love it out here.
Oh man, we're gonna have to start doing my show from the road, I guess, man. David, thank you so much for your time. Be blessed and enjoy the weather.
All right, man. Thanks.
That is David Cobb, CBSSports.com. We got to take a quick timeout. Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
Start your day with Sports 56 Mornings with Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy. Weekday mornings from 7 to 10, right here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Purchase a new energy-efficient heating and cooling system from Conway Services today and get up to $1,750 back plus a free Nest thermostat when Conway Services buys back your old, inefficient HVAC system. Guaranteed service and flexible payment options are great reasons to call Conway Services today.
Visit conwayservices.com for details, terms, and conditions.
License number 64210, 64365 EAS, MS 19668.
Call 384-3511. Conway Services. Call Conway today.
The FedEx Cup playoffs start in Memphis at the FedEx St. Jude Championship. Come out to TPC Southwind August 9th through the 13th and watch the PGA Tour's top players battle to make it through Memphis. Enjoy Memphis at its finest with specialty cocktails, local eats, a vibrant atmosphere, and much more. 2 kids 15 and under admitted free with a ticketed adult. Daily grounds and upgraded tickets are available now at FedExChampionship.com.
O'Reilly.
Did you know 1 in 4 car batteries is weak and needs to be replaced? O'Reilly Auto Parts will test your battery for free. If your battery needs to be replaced, our professional parts people can help you find the right Super Start battery for your vehicle and budget. Don't wait. Get your battery tested for free today at your local O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Hewlett & Dunn Boot and Clothing Company, we have it all. From handmade Amish leather belts, fine and casual clothing, boots, casual boots, work boots, fancy boots, and even safety-toed boots. Lots of cowboy hats to choose from, even Nebo lights, Orco hard coolers, good-looking duck head dress shirts, duck head caps, shorts, and pants. Tons of jeans from Ariat, Wrangler, Devil Dog, and Kimes Ranch jeans. At Hewlett & Dunn, we have a great selection of Old South t-shirts and caps. Fine clothing from dress to casual to Sunday best. Enjoy choosing from UFO's orthopedic-approved shoes. Hewlett & Dunn Boot and Clothing Company. Boots of every size, every color, every skin. Great quality Western, work, and safety toe boots. Hewlett & Dunn Boots and Clothing Company. 111 North Center Street, Collierville. Hewlett & Dunn. Hewlett & Dunn, serving you and your family since 1961.
Did you know a percentage of accidents are because people are texting and driving at the same time? If you've been hit by a driver texting and not paying attention to the road, call the law offices of Arthur Horn III. You probably know them for their big cases, but they know your case is big too. Let them represent you. Join the winning team at the law offices of Arthur Horn III. Call today, Arthur Horn III, 901-331-1816. That's 901-331-1816. And please, don't text and drive. Looking for a high-efficiency planting solution? The Case IH 2150 Early Riser Planter combines the industry's most accurate planter technologies with a rugged row unit for a fast and uniform emergence. The Case IH 2150 Early Riser operates at your speed and adapts to unique field conditions so that you can maximize your yield potential. Stop in or call Mid-South Ag Equipment at 662-890-3141 to learn more. That's Mid-South Ag, your Case IH Equipment headquarters.
Now you want to get nuts? Come on, let's get nuts.
Now back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy, Johnny Radio. Jay Morgan Harder's hanging out with me. Big thanks to David Cobb, who joined us on the other side. We talked everything college football. Read his work at cbssports.com. Follow him on the Twitter, David W. Cobb. I appreciate all of his help. I like talking a little college football. But Jay Morgan, I need a little help from you.
All right, John.
You're a golf guy.
Okay.
Right?
All right.
Are you not?
Sure.
You know the golfers. You pick golfers all the time.
Okay.
I mean, you're not very good at picking winners, but you are a golf guy.
I'm not very good at picking winners. How about you direct me to the people that are good at picking winners in golf?
I'm just telling you from y'all's game that you play on Wolo Show, like you're in last place. Mm-hmm. Is that factually
I don't want to
incorrect?
disparage the games created by Brett Norsworthy and Dave Voloshin, but the way that we keep score is ridiculous.
What do you mean the way you keep score?
Picking winners is so who could possibly be good at picking one winner out of the entire golf course? And the point system that we use is based on the money that they win, and it's so lopsided towards winners. So like you could technically have. Who cares? Why are you mentioning golf? What about golf, John?
Well, I bring it up because, again, you know where we're going to be tomorrow, right? TPC Southwind, correct? You know, the top 70 players in the world, the FedEx Cup playoffs, they begin this Thursday right here in Memphis. It's for, of course, the FedEx St. Jude Championship at TPC Southwind. But it's all about that big $10 million. It's a $10 million prize, right? Top guy. Is that right? Or am I wrong?
No, you got it. Yep.
Okay, yeah, big $10 million, want to win. Top 70 players in the world. big news. I can't wait to be out there tomorrow. But I do have a little golf news about the Live. Did you hear about what Bryson DeChambeau did last weekend?
Shot 58.
He shot a 61 on Saturday. Followed that up. And by the way, this is at Greenbrier with a 58. That is unbelievable, correct?
Yeah, that's great.
And then did you know he called out Phil Mickelson? Did you hear about this at all?
Mm-mm.
He told Phil Mickelson he wanted to play him in a 9-hole challenge. Let's just go play 9 holes and see who's better. Phil broke the man, beat the brakes off of Bryson DeChambeau. And I had to say I love it. I loved it. And they put up a whole video on the YouTube. I was kind of checking out a little bit. Phil Mickelson talks so much trash that I like Phil. First thing he walks up out there and starts telling to him, he's like, so what are we playing for? And DeChambeau's like, I don't know, man. And Phil's like, bro, I woke up and all I kept thinking about is how I'm going to take money out your pocket. I like that about Phil. And plus, I'm not a big Bryson DeChambeau guy. He's got a weird game.
How about it?
So, that was my golf talk for the day. Now, on the other side, we're going to talk about some quarterback competitions in the National Football League. Also, who's going to do better is my man Kellen Moore going to do better with Justin Herbert, who's in his 4th season in the National Football League with the Chargers, or when all of his previous years with Dak? We got a lot of NFL to talk about. We have not college baseball. We have Major League Baseball bets. We got Hardwood because it feels so good. But I want to remind you about Hot Seat Detail Supplies in Memphis. It is the #1 cleaning equipment provider, period. Big or small, they clean it all. Whether you're cleaning a big rig or your back patio, they have the solution. From hot water and cold water pressure washers to industrial soaps and detergents, Hotsy has you covered. For our Sports 56 fans, you tell them that you're a Sports 56 fan, you get 20% off all your products, everything you purchase. This is an amazing deal. So call Hotsy Detail Supplies today at 901-826-8070 or visit their showroom conveniently located at Austin P and I-40. On the other side, football, baseball, and Hardwood. Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
The lunatic is in my head.
From brilliant to beautiful, we've heard lots of words used to describe the Sissy's Log Cabin experience, but we think one sums it up best: extraordinary. Here, you'll find an unparalleled selection, impeccable service, and an experience that makes you feel like family. Shop online at sissyslogcabin.com or stop by one of our 6 locations. Find your trusted jeweler for a lifetime only at Sissy's Log Cabin, because life's too short for ordinary jewelry.
Nestled in the heart of East Memphis, located corner of Park and Cherry, is a beautiful residential neighborhood. I'm here at Town Village Audubon Park interviewing a new resident, Carolyn. Share with us why you chose Town Village.
Well, if your parents or special friends need to make that big move, let me share with you my experience. It was tough for me to leave home, but then I discovered Town Village. I would like to highly recommend Town Village to you and your loved ones. After looking at all the amenities and meeting all the people and staff, I was hooked. From restaurant, bistro, 3 meals per day, housekeeping, transportation, security, health care, physical therapy, exercise room, and even a heated pool and spa. Come see us and make your new home at Town Village.
Visit us and call Daniel at Town Village Audubon Park at 901-374-7342. There's no place like home, Town Village.
You can host the best backyard barbecue when you find a professional on Angie to make your backyard the best around. Connect with skilled professionals to get all your home projects done well. Inside to outside, repairs to renovations. Get started on the Angie app or visit Angie.com today. You can do this when you Angie that.
A new era in public safety begins with you. Be the change you want to see. Join us for the Memphis Police Department Hiring Expo, Saturday, August 26, 2023, from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at 170 North Main Street downtown. We'll be taking applications, performing basic testing, and interviewing candidates on site. Free parking will be located at Poplar Avenue and Front Street. Salary starting at $60,700. Benefits include a $15,000 sign-on bonus, up to $10,000 relocation assistance. For more information or details, visit joinmpd.com.
Memphis's oldest restaurant, Coletta's, was established in 1923 to give Memphians the best Italian food possible. I'd say they got it right. They are the creators of the barbecue pizza. It was Elvis's favorite, and I know for a fact that a large will feed one person all weekend. If you need to feed several, though, Coletta's caters any event. Choose from homemade lasagna, ravioli, Alfredo, primavera, and so many other delicious items you can't help but enjoy. Impress employees or clients and treat them to Coletta's for lunch or dinner. Plan ahead and get your holiday party booked at Coletta's. Elvis's favorite place to go eat with his buddies at the South Parkway location, and Coletta's even has an Elvis room dedicated to him. Call Coletta's on South Parkway at 948-7652 or Appling Road at 383-1122. Coletta's. It was Elvis's favorite, and it should be yours too.
Coletta's, now celebrating 100 years of Memphis' best Italian food.
I know the sweetest thing in Memphis, and I know it's been around for 120 years. You know, I'm talking about Dinstall's, and it's time to stock up heavy on Cashew Crunch, Heavenly Crunch, Turtlettes, all of your favorite Dinstall's treats to watch the playoff games and to watch all the basketball. It's so easy to get. The sweetest thing in Memphis, all you have to do is head to Laurelwood or head to Germantown and Poplar right across from the hospital, or go where they make the candies. That's on Pleasant View. There's nothing that says Memphis better than Cashew Crunch with that little tinge of coconut, or the Turtlettes. Let's face it, there's nothing better than Dinstall's chocolate. That's the mainstay of all candies, isn't it? Milk chocolate, although their dark chocolate is pretty darn good. And if you get the peppermint with the dark chocolate and put it in the freezer, you're going to love it. So many ways to love Dinstall's. 115 years of making Memphis oh so sweet.
Do you know one of the best things you can do for your employees or family's health? Provide Arctic Clear bottled water. Arctic Clear bottled water is your locally owned and operated bottled water provider. Arctic Clear is 100% natural spring water with free delivery and setup, dependable service, and no long-term contracts. What an easy choice. Call Jeff Manus today, 901-382-2363, or visit arctic-clear.com. Arctic Clear bottled water. Call now, 382-2363. That's 382-2363.
We are Sports 56, WHBQ Memphis, and W253 DF Memphis. Flynn Broadcasting Stations.
Oh, yeah. But you got to be willing to take the hit and not pointing fingers saying you ain't where you want to be because of him or her or anybody. Cowards do that, and that ain't you. You're better than that.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Tito's Vodka. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio, hanging out here with Jay Morgan in the house. Thanks to David Cobb, who joined us early. We talked a lot of college football. And speaking of college football, I just saw this article during the break that just popped. You know, the University of Georgia, everybody knows them. They're pretty good, at this thing called football. You know that, right?
Okay.
They have a lot of speeding violations that go on pretty often, right?
Okay.
You heard about that?
Okay.
Did you know that the University of Georgia today fired the football recruiting staffer who survived the January crash that killed, of course, their player Devin Wilcock, and, of course, the staffer who was driving the car, and I'm trying to think of the name of the staffer, Chandler LaCroix. Chandler LaCroix, who was the driver, had 2 what you call excessive speeding violations out of her 4 speeding tickets, basically saying that she was going at least 20 miles an hour over the speed limit. She was also, of course, racing my man Jalen Carter, the first-round pick, going over 104 miles an hour. The young lady, Tori, who got injured, Tori Bowles, not Bowles, Tori Bowles. This poor girl had a lacerated kidney, liver, spinal cord injury, rib fractures, lumbar break, severe issues with her eyes, was hospitalized for a long, long time. And they go ahead and fire because she brought up a lawsuit to basically pay for $171,595 in general punitive damages and of cost of being healed and people to take care of her. I don't really know if that's a great idea, but when you read more into this and you find out that the SUV was rented by the Georgia Athletic Department and was entrusted to the 24-year-old young lady, and again, had been caught just 2 times prior to that exact season going at least 20 miles an hour over the speed limit, it's not a real good look. And again, did you know that she had a blood alcohol level twice the legal limit? It was 0.18. 0.08 is legal. She was 0.18, over twice the legal limit. And then she was doing, speeding at excessive 104 miles an hour. Do you think that's a little crazy for Georgia to go ahead and fire her after all that this little 20-year-old's been through?
Yeah, that's something. I mean, that's wild.
I find that, I understand the athletic department has got to look out, I guess, for number one. And she is filing a lawsuit. But again, your athletic department did basically everything in the lawsuit that she says. So I found that interesting during the break. And again, Georgia ranked number 1 in the country this year. Stetson Bennett is not going to be their quarterback. Mr. Beck, Carson Beck, probably is, and I'm sure he'll be just as good. But I need to talk about the NFL quarterback situations. I'm hearing a lot of Dak Prescott. I'm hearing also a lot of Justin Herbert, like slander. Justin Herbert's only in his 4th season. Everybody's talking about, Justin Herbert, that deadgum second half collapse to the Jacksonville Jaguars last year. I just don't know. He might be overrated. That was the defense that was complete trash in the second half. Remember, Justin Herbert was basically flawless, and then they bring up, last year he was only 17th in the league in red zone efficiency. You know who his head coach is, right?
Who, John?
Brandon Staley. Do you know that he kind of screws things up, it feels like, since he's been there?
I've heard him criticized for that.
So how do you blame that on your young quarterback? Now they're bringing in Kellen Moore. You know who Kellen Moore used to be the offensive coordinator for?
The Dallas Cowboys.
The Dallas Cowboys. And Dak Prescott last year did, in only 12 games, was tied for the league in interceptions last year.
That's not the coordinator's fault, though.
That's not the coordinator's fault. I agree with you. But now that Kellen Moore moves over to the Chargers, and you look at the Chargers' weapons, you know that they got a great running back room. You know that their wide receivers are ballers and shot callers. I have a feeling that Kellen Moore and Justin Herbert are going to have a more successful season than Mike McCarthy and Dak Prescott. And I think Dallas Cowboys have a better football team all around. I just am not necessarily a believer in Mike McCarthy. And I know he won a Super Bowl. But his late game, the way he manages late games, he's like Brandon Staley. They both have problems. But Herbert has Austin Eckler in the backfield, Joshua Kelly, Isaiah Spiller. You got 3 good running backs. Keenan Allen still has something left in the tank. Mike Williams is a beast in the end zone. Quentin Johnson's going to be a baller. I like the Chargers. I think Kellen Moore is going to have a heck of a year with Justin Herbert. Watch out. Chargers, I think, are going to be pretty good.
Similar roster to last year, though, isn't it? Just a new offensive coordinator.
Yeah, yes, but, man.
So the same things could
the
hinder
Chargers,
them,
though, they were up big in that playoff game.
They sure were, John.
They should have won that bad boy.
That's a bad thing, though.
But that defense, and remember Bosa getting that big penalty at the end? Helped costing his team. Didn't even get to play on the last couple series because the team was so ticked off at him.
Right. And that's what Brandon Staley coaches, though, too, right? He's a defensive coach, isn't he?
No. He's offensive.
Oh, I made that up.
It's okay. It's all right. You thought he was.
That's right. That's why I asked.
No, it's okay. No problem. I got nothing but mad love for you. But also, then mentioning that Jacksonville Jaguars team, that came back and beat them in the second half. I look at that team and I think to myself, who in the world, other than the Jacksonville Jaguars, can win the AFC South? You can say the Tennessee Titans. Yes, Mike Vrabel always has a great defense. If you watch the quarterback, have you watched the quarterback on Netflix?
He is a defensive coach.
Oh, he is? Sorry.
Yeah, he was the defensive coordinator for the Rams and the linebacker coach for the Broncos and Bears and stuff like that.
Well, you know what? He's not very good at that either.
I was sitting there like, wait a second, I'm pretty sure he is. So but that is to say, John, to make your point even stronger, that he's such a clown, the defense gave up that giant lead last year to Jacksonville.
Man, hey, by the way, that was a hell of a save for me.
You're welcome.
Thank you, dog. Thank you. That's love right there. But no, they fell apart. And you look at that Jags team this year. Bro, that Jags team, they're loaded.
That's their division.
They are loaded. Have you heard, Travis Etienne is a baller at running back, right?
He a 2,000-yard rusher last year, right?
I don't know. If
I'm pretty sure
2,000?
Yeah.
Was he really?
Or 1,000, whatever the...
Yeah, 2,000 is Derrick Henry, CJ2K... There's only a few dudes who get 2,000 all-purpose yards.
Right. It was 1,000. You're right.
Yeah, I was going to say 2,000 is that rarefied air. Not very many dudes get 2,000 yards.
But it's different now, right? Because of the extra game.
You know what? That's a good point. But nobody rushed for 2,000 yards.
No, you're right. They didn't. It was 1,000.
In fact, I'm trying to think.
Maybe it was 1,500.
Can you name all the 2,000-yard rushers in the National Football League history?
Well, Derrick Henry, Adrian Peterson, CJ2K, Jamal Charles, Terrell Davis, Jamal Lewis.
Whoa, yeah, you got Jamal Lewis from Baltimore. That's who I didn't think you were going to get.
Barry Sanders, O.J. Simpson,
the Juice,
and Eric Dickerson.
Damn, son, I'm so proud of you. Are all those correct?
I think.
Yeah.
I might have missed. I might have missed some, but I think that's right.
I know Barry. I know OJ. I know ED. Not erectile dysfunction. Eric Dickerson.
Definitely Adrian Peterson.
I know Adrian Peterson. We know CJ2K. We obviously know.
Give that ball to Jamal.
TD. You got it. In fact, I just pulled it up. I've pulled it up. Yep, there are 8. You got OJ, Eric Dickerson, Barry Sanders, TD, Jamal Lewis, Chris Johnson, Adrian Peterson, Derrick Henry. You got all of them.
Let's do it.
You know what you win?
Nothing.
Well,
a thumbs up from my boss, John Harden.
Damn right you do. But back to Jacksonville and how good this team is. Travis Etienne, who is a baller at running back, they say Tank Bigsby out of Auburn looks just as good, if not better, during practice right now. You got Travis Etienne and Tank Bigsby running the football. Don't forget, they brought over this year to go with Christian Kirk and Zay Jones, Calvin Ridley. He ain't gambling on sports anymore.
He's a good player.
You know their tight end is? One of the best pass catching.
Evan Ingram, right?
Evan freaking Ingram. He's a wide receiver that plays tight end. They call him a tight end. He ain't blocking nobody. He's running routes, catching footballs.
And he was your favorite college.
Yeah, Ole Miss. I love this deadgum football team. I love this football team. I think that's a lock bet. Now, a lot of people are saying the Tennessee Titans, don't sleep on the Tennessee Titans. I know they got King Henry. I know that they went out there and brought in DeAndre Hopkins to try to shore up the passing game. But, Traylon Burks, are we sure he's going to take that next step? Do you know their third wide receiver is?
I don't.
It's Kyle Phillips, and I know only because I looked it up this morning. I was like, who's the other dude that they're going to throw the football to?
Second-year player. He was a rookie last year. He actually is pretty good.
He's
okay. Pretty good. He's pretty good, man. I'm telling you, I like Kyle Phillips.
You like him?
I do like Kyle Phillips.
Man, I sure had to look at.
But it does. To your point, though, it does. Speak
anybody
to
that
how,
comes out of UCLA, though, I'm always a little questioning. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it also shows you, John, that this team might not be great if Kyle Phillips is their third receiver.
Exactly.
I like what Kyle Phillips does on the field, but he's still Kyle Phillips.
Now, I do love their defense. Jeffrey Simmons, that defensive line, they're a beast. Harold Landry is awesome. Their defensive backs, I love Kevin Byard. Monty Hooker, can't think of anybody else. But anyway, their defense is always good. Mike Vrabel's defensive coach. But the Tennessee Titans are a lock. And if something happens, God forbid, to Ryan Tannehill, it's a 17-game season, people get banged up. Do you know that they are having now a quarterback battle? And I thought for sure Malik Willis was not going to be on the team. But do you know they're saying that Malik Willis right now is competing for the second string job with Will Levis because, one, Will Levis cannot remember the damn offense.
That's what I was going to say. Is that speaks more to just how bad Will Levis does. I don't think I saw Malik Willis trending.
There are two first-round quarterbacks that they've taken the last 2 years. Will Levis was actually a second-round pick. But he fell to the second round. They thought he was going to be a first-round pick. But you got two guys. They say Will Levis can't throw a touch pass. He throws a missile, and he can't remember the plays. Malik Willis, who couldn't learn the plays last year, they say he knows the plays now this year, and he looks better than Will Levis. If Malik Willis or Will Levis have to play any meaningful football games for the Titans, they're completely screwed. It's OV straight up.
My idea for the Titans, and I've said this before, is you got Tannehill coming off his contract, and you got Davis Mills coming off his rookie contract in Houston. They clearly don't want him. You can sign him the same way you signed Ryan Tannehill. You essentially get bailed out for your Malik Willis pick, and Will Levis picks in the first round, and no harm, no foul as far as that goes too. That would be my idea there. I've said that before. I like Davis Mills, man. You've got to like a guy that's been starting in the league. I mean,
that whole AFC South right now, outside of Jacksonville, has serious quarterback issues. Listen,
until Tannehill gets hurt.
Tannehill again is not that guy who's going to elevate your team so much. He is more.
He needs talent around him, but he's got it.
He's got talent. Maybe.
Offensive line is worse than it was when they went to the AFC Championship, though, I would say. Don't you think?
Yeah, I do. I definitely would agree with that. And again, Jags and then you talked about the Texans. You know how bad they were last year. That's why they were able to pick up C.J. Stroud.
I think they're still going to be bad.
The Colts were really bad last year. They were able to pick up Anthony Richardson. And you don't know who's going to be the starting quarterback, Davis Mills or C.J. Stroud. And you don't know who's going to be the starting quarterback in Indianapolis because they're basically saying, is it going to be Tony Rich or is it going to be Gardner Minshew?
Gardy Party.
The Gardy Party. So the AFC South, I think you'd have to take all your money and you got to put it on the Jags to win the AFC South. I think that it might be the easiest bet.
It's only like minus 115 or minus 120.
It doesn't make any sense.
And that's great value, too. You
value.
You might think the value is taking somebody else at plus odds, but I think the value would be taking Jacksonville at damn near even money.
Damn near even money. Heck, I thought it was going to be minus 200 at least or above. So that's one of my favorite plays.
I like it. I'm with you on that.
Period, when it comes to the futures. Now, just speaking with quarterbacks, is Washington really, are they just trying to okey doke the NFC East and get people confused because they're now saying Jacoby Brissett's taking first round reps?
It looks good,
with my man Sam Howell. I thought Sam Howell was looking good. Now they're like, Jacoby Brissett is absolutely just, he's such a consummate pro. He's a veteran. He's been there. He's done that. Sam hasn't done anything. Washington, who I thought was actually going to be a lot better this year than the New York Giants, they're making me a little bit concerned with the Jacoby Brissett, Sam Howell stuff. And then Green Bay. Do you know who Adam Sheen is?
Adam Shine, right?
Sheen.
I
don't know.
Shine on Sports.
Shine on Sports. That's it. Yeah, you're right. You're good. Good job.
Yes, John, I know Adam Shine.
Do you know what he was saying about Aaron Rodgers?
What'd he say?
I mean, Jordan Love.
What'd he say about Jordan Love?
He said Jordan Love is straight trash. He said,
wow, John, people are disproving your Jordan Love theory before the season even starts.
He said, I loathe Jordan Love. I mean, everybody looks great during the preseason practices and in camp, but apparently Jordan Love looks like trash. His own admission, he's struggled earlier with the, getting the handle of the offense and working with his new, receivers. He also came out and said that basically defensive players are calling him flat out bad. He said that Rasul Douglas talking smack to Aaron Jones, saying, you guys on offense bleeping stink. He's completely goes off. If Jordan Love fails, do you know who's backing up Jordan Love?
Yes, but I can't remember.
Sean Clifford was drafted this year.
No, but there's somebody else.
Alex Magoo, the USFL MVP.
That's right. Magoo, the guy from the USFL. He was good, though, man.
And now they're also thinking about their quarterback situation is so bad, they're thinking about bringing in Carson Wentz. Bro.
I go with Magoo, quite frankly.
The reason Magoo was an MVP in the USFL is because he wasn't good enough to be in the NFL. And I know that he was the MVP.
He was slinging it around, Sean.
Slinging around. Did you watch any of the USFL?
I did.
That was called bad football.
No, but he was literally...
There's high school championship teams that would whip... No, there wouldn't.
But he was yeah, and they're still professionals.
Yes.
They're still...
Well, no, they're not professionals. They're semi-pro.
Don't
call them professionals.
Magoo was the only...
It's like saying the Arena Football League's actually got some good football going on, too. Like, you got truck drivers, mechanics, sports talk radios,
Is that who you
maybe.
think that they were putting on the field for Arena Football was truck drivers and mechanics?
Oh, no, yes. The Antonio Brown situation, yeah, I listened to them talk about it. They were like, we work normal jobs, and this a-hole comes out there.
Oh, the new iteration.
Yeah, they were not. These guys were not. I mean, yes, did they play? Like, one guy played college 10 years ago. Oh, I'm glad you played at Delaware State 10 years ago. Now we're going to call you a pro football player? I don't think so,
But
homie.
Magoo was the only guy throwing it around. I thought Magoo was literally the only good quarterback in the league. I thought he really was good. He probably won't be.
If Magoo is better than Jordan Love, then if the Green Bay Packers, like we talk about the Titans and their quarterback situation, Green Bay Packers, if Jordan Love ain't great, Green Bay has a serious situation. Anybody who's talking about bringing Carson Wentz in is struggling at the position. And then last but not least, Baker Mayfield, from all those wonderful commercials he used to do, from winning the first playoff game in Browns, like, in what, decades? I mean, it was forever. He was actually pretty good under Kevin Stefanski. He has fallen so far, nobody wants him. He's been to Carolina. He's been to the Rams. He was basically given the job for the Bucs. And now they're splitting reps with Kyle Trask, and everything I'm hearing out of Tampa Bay is that it looks like Kyle Trask might win this job. That's crazy. Like, you go from Tom Brady to either Kyle Trask or Baker Mayfield. Sad, sad news for the Bucs.
Kyle Trask has got the goods, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
It seems like it.
Hey, he sat behind Tom Brady. Maybe he learned something. If I was him, I would try to get into Tom Brady's little black book and get some of those numbers of those supermodels that he's always hanging out with. Now, I got good news for everybody out there. School's back. Fall's around the corner. You can feel football in the air. I'm excited. But you need to get your gear ready. Where do you get your gear? Frontier Western Store, 5880 Goodman Road, down in Olive Branch, or you can shop online at frontierwesternstore.com. They're locally owned, they're locally operated, and they've been there since 1967. They got all the fashion. They got a ladies' boutique, a children's department, a boot showroom, work boots, dress boots, cowboy boots, hiking boots, Wrangler boots. You know what Hey Dude are? Well, they're shoes. They got Hey Dudes. They got Carhartt. They got Ariat. They got Wrangler. They got Miss Me. They got Girly Girl. They got everything. Frontier Western Store has you covered from head to toe. So head on down to 5880 Goodman Road down in Olive Branch. And if you can't make it, you can always shop online at frontierwesternstore.com. We got Hardwood on the other side. Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
Be sure to follow us at Sports 56 WHBQ on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube to watch live video of our shows, stay up to date with station events, and have chances to win prizes. Don't miss out on anything that's going on. Follow us at Sports 56 WHBQ.
Hey folks, Ryan McElroy here with Sunrise Buick GMC. I know the temps are going up, but the prices are dropping here at the Sunrise Super Summer Sale. Huge selection of new and used cars, trucks, and SUVs. Discounts up to $6,500 and a $12 million used car inventory. If you're not 100% happy with your car, don't pay another penny on it. Top dollar for trade-ins, or we'll just buy it from you. Bad credit, slow pay, bankruptcy, it's okay at Sunrise. Call, click, or come on in to any of the 3 Sunrise locations here in town. Covenant Pike, Wolf Chase, or Carnival, come check us out at sunrisememphis.com. We make it fun to buy a car.
The FedEx St. Jude Championship returns to TPC Southwind, August 9th through the 13th. Don't miss your chance to witness the top 70 players from the PGA Tour season battle it out in the first event of the FedEx Cup playoffs. Only 50 players will make it through Memphis. Don't miss your chance to watch the drama unfold. Daily grounds and upgraded ticket options are on sale now at FedExChampionship.com.
Right now at Wendy's, when you buy either a Dave's Single, Spicy Chicken Sandwich, Medium Frosty, or 10-piece nuggets, you can get another for just $1. Your dollar never tasted so good. So it's obvious what everyone will get, right?
Definitely nugs
Spicy
and
chicken
a Frosty.
sandwich,
Dave's single and a Frosty for
Frosty
me.
and a Frosty.
Okay, who said Frosty and a Frosty? Pick your obvious choice. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's, buy one, get one for $1.
Limited time only. Price of participation may vary. U.S. Wendy's, valid for item of equal or lesser value. Cannot be combined in a combo or any other offer.
You've heard of James Gaddis Jewelers, but have you heard what they've done lately? Everything. A tremendous selection of diamonds and jewels, gold, silver, and much more. Lots of watches, tons of custom-made jewelry, fine gemstones, bracelets, necklaces, so many choices. Romantics will love the one-of-a-kind estate and vintage jewelry. James Gaddis has experts to help you with wedding and engagement rings, plus 2 repair experts for fine watches and jewelry. Layaway and financing available. James Gaddis Jewelers at 4900 Poplar.
Attention, everyone. Family Leisure needs your help clearing out their inventory. Let me say that again. Family Leisure is needing your help to clear out their inventory. And to do so, there are tons of great deals throughout the store. For example, all do-it-yourself pools are $1,000 off. Special 24-foot round pools for less than $2,000. Select play gyms, only $18.99. Hey, if you need patio furniture, they have patio furniture that's now up to 30% off. Spas are in stock. They're up to $1,200 off. Now listen up, because I'm only going to say this once. 24 months, same as cash financing, is now available through this sale. Family Leisure needs your help clearing out their inventory, so come and do your part at Family Leisure. Whitten Road and I-40, where family and fun come together. Homer Skelton Hyundai Genesis in Olive Branch has an offer you can't refuse. They will pay you to do business with them if you want luxury. And I'm talking the Genesis G70 car. If you would love to have that kind of new technology, they will give you a $1,000 rebate when you finance with Genesis Motor Finance. In other words, they'll pay you $1,000 to do business with them, and you get brand new luxury. You can't beat it. That's Homer Skelton Hyundai Genesis, right at the corner of Craft Road and Highway 78 in Olive Branch. Homer Skelton Hyundai Genesis in Olive Branch, where customer retention is amazing. There's a reason. They take care of you with a team that's been together for a long time. Whether it's finance or whether it's service, you can't beat them. Homer Skelton Hyundai Genesis.
That's one of those things. When things get too heavy, just call me helium.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Tito's Vodka. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. Jay Morgan Harder's hanging out with me, and we're about to do a little bit of Hardwood because it feels so good. Jay, you actually got some stories today, by the way?
Yeah.
I'm so proud of you. You really do.
Yeah.
Putting in that work.
Yeah, well, I got them.
Good job, man. Good job. Good job. We're about to get into some fun, but I have to remind you, what makes you have more fun when you're out having a little party, or what helps you after a long day at work when there was a lot of stress? Well, that would be Tito's Handmade Vodka, which is crafted and distilled right here in the United States, down in Austin, Texas. 80 proof spirit that's absolutely wonderful, always crafted to be savored responsibly. It's simple, smooth, and delicious. Every sip is as good as its last. I'm telling you, Tito's Handmade Vodka, which is 100% gluten-free, is just a little different. It's slightly sweet with a black pepper note balancing everything out. Doesn't matter if you're crafting a cocktail or you're drinking it neat. Get your Tito's on today. Let's go to Hardwood.
This is Access Hardwood.
I almost called you John. damn, my brain is not working. I think moving, having new grandkids, keeping grandkids, my daughter moving into school has completely wiped me out.
Maybe.
I think I'm going to be worthless all month.
Could be.
But once football season gets here, I'm going to be back at it.
Then you'll be ready.
I'll be ready. Now, do you know what Tom Brady was asked? A very interesting question.
What was he asked?
I'm going to ask you the exact same question I want you to answer. He was asked, what's the biggest mistake you've ever made in your life? That's a tough damn question, isn't it?
Skipping breakfast.
That's the biggest mistake you've ever made?
Yep.
You know, I never
What's
eat
your
breakfast.
biggest mistake?
You know that honestly, I don't know if you know this. Did you know that eating breakfast is actually bad for you?
Is that right?
It's very unhealthy. Look at
right?
nutrition. Yeah, you're supposed to intermittently fast. And they say breakfast is the most important meal of the day. That's such BS, man. That is a lie. Go talk to a doctor. Go talk to a nutritionist.
Is that right?
They'll tell you that's straight up a lie. Do you think the food chart actually is real? You going to eat all that grain and get all that dairy?
So a nutritionist will tell you to be up for, 5 hours and not eat anything?
I never eat till 2 o'clock in the afternoon, ever.
Yeah, John, intermittent fasting generally is a diet where you eat the entire time. That 8 hours is the span of while you're awake. So you're eating while you're awake. It's not you just miss meals and then don't eat till later.
Well, no, it's not what I've been told. It's like it's a stretch. I mean, Mark Wahlberg explained it to me really well the other day. Okay, Mark, have you looked at his body at 50 years old? I think he knows a little bit about being healthy.
But the span of time that you eat is not, I'm up for all these hours and I just don't eat.
Oh, I know. It's like you go to bed. I don't eat after 11 o'clock. And then I'll never eat before 2 o'clock.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Is that span of time should be way earlier in your day. Like, you should be able to get up in the morning and start your 8 hours.
I stay up late watching sports, so it doesn't work for me. I don't eat after 11 p.m., and I don't eat before 2 a.m.
You said the nutritionist.
I'm the nutritionist, and Marky Mark said that's how it goes. So, that is not, I'm just saying, that's not the biggest mistake, buddy.
What's my biggest mistake? What's yours?
I can't even get into them, man. Mine are bad.
Oh.
I made a lot of mistakes.
Taxi.
But no, that ain't my biggest mistake, please.
Oh, okay.
I mean, that was actually that ended up working out really well for me in my life.
Right.
I got a great story for the radio.
Mm-hmm.
It got me into broadcasting. You know, most people don't steal a taxi and say, you know what? I think I'm going to get into broadcasting.
Right. No, of course not.
So it worked out well for me. And again, I didn't steal it. I protected myself from a crazed, lunatic taxi driver who did not try to take me home like he was supposed to do his job.
Right.
Now there's no taxis around, thanks to me. I got rid of them.
God bless you.
You're welcome. Now, Tom Brady said, I don't know. That's a great question. And then he said, he looked over at the reporter and said, is anything really ever a mistake? And it got me to thinking. I like Tom Brady saying that. Nothing's a mistake because you know what you're either doing? You're winning or you're learning. There's no mistakes. Is that a new way of looking at life? Like, I feel like I just got the new Tom Brady. Like, I got my Tom Brady glasses on. So I've never made a mistake before. I'm either winning or I'm learning. Now, did you learn anything from that?
Yeah. No, I won.
You're always winning. So it was missing breakfast mistake.
Yeah. Biggest mistake of my life.
It was not.
Biggest mistake of my
Ask
life.
the nutritionist.
Biggest mistake of my life.
Call Marky Mark. Go ahead. You can try to give me one if you got one.
Did you know Sybil Shepherd is from Memphis?
Of course I know Sybil Shepherd is from Memphis.
Okay.
Where the hell have you been?
I didn't know that. I learned it today. Sybil Shepherd, obviously a star of...
Sybil Shepherd used to live
She's
downtown.
In Taxi Driver.
She used to come to Alfred's back in the day.
She's in Taxi Driver, and she was the star of Sybil, Chuck Lorre's sitcom called
She
Sybil.
was also in, Silver Spoons. Is that what it was called or something?
Something. I don't know. I know her from Taxi Driver and then TV show Sybil. Primarily is for me. She was also in a Woody Allen movie, I think. Either way, I just found out they put her picture in the paper because she was like Miss Teen Memphis one year or something like that. Oh, okay.
Duh. I mean, I'm just saying, like, these are duh. I was moonlighting. It was with Bruce Willis. It was Sybil Shepherd and Bruce Willis. How have you not seen this? You're a film major.
John, you just told me the name of the movie. You gave me the wrong name a minute ago.
You know what? I give people wrong information every once in a while. But I correct it, and if you listen, you learn.
Yeah.
And again, there's no mistakes,
win.
remember?
Or you
It's
win.
either winning or learning.
I didn't win or learn.
Yes, you did. You learned that
I think
moonlighting.
I did both, actually. Anyway, that's why I found out Simple Shepherds from Memphis.
Well, that's
my story.
That's good. You
And
know
I'm
what I
sticking
found
to
out?
it.
I found out that. Do you know that guy, Steph Curry?
Yeah, no, I've heard of him. Sure have.
Did you know that he's into emo? Do you know what emo is?
What?
Emo's a style of music. You didn't know that?
I don't.
Emotional.
I don't think that's
There's
right,
emos
John.
out there. Yeah.
He's into emo. I've
Emo
never heard
music.
that phrase before.
Emo
John.
music.
I
Emo
think you
music,
just-
man.
I think you just invented a phrase.
No, it's on TMZ, brother.
He's into emo. Well, then TMZ invented a phrase.
No, it's right here. Google it. Emo.
How do you
is
do,
a rock
fellow kids?
Emo is a rock music genre characterized by emotional, often confessional lyrics. It emerged as a style in the late 80s, and now it also morphed into the hardcore punk scene, also known as emotional hardcore or emo-core. Emo!
How do you do,
Machine
fellow
Gun
kids?
Kelly is an emo style dude. This is true.
Yeah.
Anyway, Steph Curry was at an emo concert. He hops up on stage, grabs the mic, and starts busting some rhymes with Paramore. What is he out there saying? I didn't win the championship. I mean, what does this guy not do? Steph Curry, great golfer, great basketball player, gets shouted out at a Drake concert, and then hops on stage and starts singing emo music. Man.
Emo. He's into emo.
So you just learned what emo is?
Well, Paramore's it's like alt rock is the way I would characterize it. I've never heard
It's
it
called
emo
they call
before.
themselves an emo band.
I don't know. if
I
they
just
do.
Googled it.
I don't know if they do, John.
Yeah, they do.
TMZ calls them an emo band.
No. Right now, this is Google that calls them an emo band.
Okay, Google and TMZ
TMZ do too. In fact, they have an emo music list. Did you know that?
Wow.
Yeah, Paramount. Do you know Paramore? What is it? Paramore?
Paramore.
Paramore is #1 ranked in emo hardcore punk.
Wow.
#2 is Blink 182.
See, when I was a kid, John.
#3 is Panic at the Disco.
When I was a kid, we called that like alt or indie rock. I guess now people are calling that emo rock. Or just emo for short.
Again, it's rock.
I don't call it
characterized by emotional, often confessional
Emo.
lyrics.
You learn something new every day, don't you?
Yes.
Or you win.
You thought I was going to say something rude about somebody, didn't you?
No.
No, I could tell.
But who?
I don't know. You thought when I said emo that I was about to go in on some group or something. I could see it on your face.
Like who? What group?
I'm not really big on again, because I call a spade.
Uh-huh.
Boys who think they're girls and girls who think they're boys, they are not trans. They have mental health issues. It's also called, it was until a couple years ago called gender dysmorphia. But now we just say, no, it's just normal. I don't think so. With all the mental health issues that we got going on in the world, like PTSD, anxiety disorder, this, that, everything's a disorder. But when a dude thinks he's a girl or a girl thinks he's a dude, we're like, nah, man, that ain't a mental health issue. But you got to take medicine like hormones or have a surgery. No, that ain't nothing. It's just normal. And by the way, it's pretty annoying because did you see who won the tennis match the other day for the Golden Ball? Transgender athlete. And you say to yourself, John, why does this bother you? Well, one, because I have daughters, 2 daughters, 2 granddaughters. And I know Jay thinks this is absolutely hilarious. You say this only affects 1% of athletes who have to deal with this.
No, I didn't say anything.
Yes, you did. You did yesterday. Well, I would like to say it's also when you make it a norm in sports, it gets more normalized in society. And I will tell you right now, my daughter will leave her sorority if a couple other sororities who have now been forced to let trans dudes who think they're women into their sororities. That happens at my daughter's. She's pulled out. I ain't paying $7,000 for you to do that. Again, how did I get off on this?
So not only can transgender people not compete in sports as they shouldn't, they can't be in sororities either or fraternities.
Okay, if your genetic code says that you are a biological male and you have a Y chromosome, you're a dude. You can join a fraternity if you want. If you have 2 X chromosomes, you can join a sorority. You can compete against girls. Dudes can compete against dudes. Just because you're not a great dude athlete doesn't mean you can take a woman's spot. If LeBron James woke up one day and said, I feel like a woman, is he going to go play in the WNBA?
No, but we're just talking about fraternities and sororities at this point.
Well, I'm just saying, making it normal and not saying it's a mental health issue is the dumbest thing in the world.
So you're not against like them existing in society.
No,
so it would just be like a transgender man, which would be a biological woman. They would have to join sororities. So they would be
simple.
So it would be a man in the sorority, but it would be a transgender man, which means it would be a biological woman.
If Dylan Mulvaney,
she could join a fraternity, and like the opposite of Dylan Mulvaney could join a sorority. Wait, no,
correct.
I got that backwards, right?
And by the way, here's the other thing: is Dylan Mulvaney, he likes men and women. Leah Thomas likes men and women. If you like both sexes, do I want a dude who's 6 foot tall in my daughter's sorority when he likes sleeping with girls? No, I don't. Just because he says I feel this way? No. Can we just be honest? They have a little mental health issue, and maybe they should go see a psychiatrist.
Well, why the hell would you pay money to go see a shrink or pay for a nutritionist when John Harden will answer all of society's problems right here on the radio for you for
2024, I'm running. I mean, we ain't got nobody right now to run for president, do you? John Harden. Can y'all get me on the ballot? I'll do great in these debates. Don't you dare touch the dial. We got baseball bets on the other side. Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
Broadcasting from the Family Leisure Studio, we are Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
I'm Gary York. I'm the service director at Lexus of Memphis. Our service department wants to be more than just a place where you get your oil changed. We do glass repair, windshield replacement, recalibration of your camera and sonar systems, even wheel repair, tire replacement, all the things you would expect from a luxury automotive dealer. Please check out our website. You can schedule your appointment, check out our specials, hours of operation, or if you'd like to do it in person, please reach out to one of our associates at 901-271-5199.
A new era in public safety begins with you. Be the change you want to see. Join us for the Memphis Police Department Hiring Expo, Saturday, August 26, 2023, from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at 170 North Main Street downtown. We'll be taking applications, performing basic testing, and interviewing candidates on site. Free parking will be located at Poplar Avenue and Front Street. Salary starting at $60,700. Benefits include a $15,000 sign-on bonus, up to $10,000 relocation assistance. For more information or details, visit joinmpd.com.
From brilliant to beautiful, we've heard lots of words used to describe the Sissy's Log Cabin experience, but we think one sums it up best: extraordinary. Here, you'll find an unparalleled selection, impeccable service, and an experience that makes you feel like family. Shop online at sissyslogcabin.com or stop by one of our 6 locations. Find your trusted jeweler for a lifetime only at Sissy's Log Cabin, because life's too short for ordinary jewelry.
To your left, our new exhibit, Monarchs of Springfield. And right here, we have our empty tour guide stand.
The last time Bryn hired someone is ancient history.
Sir, excuse me, that's not part of the exhibit.
They need tour guides who know the museum ropes.
Hey, kid, you like wearing khakis? I got a job for you.
Indeed can help them hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. You can schedule and conduct virtual interviews all from your employer dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Hewlett & Dunn Boot and Clothing Company, we have it all. From handmade Amish leather belts, fine and casual clothing, boots, casual boots, work boots, fancy boots, and even safety-toed boots. Lots of cowboy hats to choose from, even Nebo lights, Orco hard coolers, good-looking duck head dress shirts, duck head caps, shorts, and pants. Tons of jeans from Ariat, Wrangler, Devil Dog, and Kimes Ranch jeans. At Hewlett & Dunn, we have a great selection of Old South t-shirts and caps. Fine clothing from dress to casual to Sunday best. Enjoy choosing from UFO's orthopedic-approved shoes. Hewlett & Dunn Boot and Clothing Company. Boots of every size, every color, every skin. Great quality Western, work, and safety toe boots. Hewlett & Dunn Boots and Clothing Company. 111 North Center Street, Collierville. Hewlett & Dunn. Hewlett & Dunn, serving you and your family since 1961.
Your favorite Italian pasta company and deli, Lucchese's, now ships. For over 25 years, Memphis has trusted Lucchese's to feed their loved ones, and now they've crafted 3 great comfort food meals that can be shipped across the country to your friends and family. Enjoy lasagna, ravioli, spaghetti, Italian spinach, and delicious sauces with no MSG, no preservatives, and no artificial colors. All you need to do is go to lucchese's.com to place your order or call 901-766-9922.
4.9-liter V8, 0 to 60, and I'm about to find out.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Tito's Vodka. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. You know I said welcome 3 times, Jay.
Yeah, I hit the button. I don't know what the deal was, John. All this place is falling apart.
Oh, man, that sounds like it. Man, I'm falling apart. We're all falling apart. Hey, did you know we have some tickets to give away?
All right.
Did you know that?
How about it? I think tomorrow.
No, give away 2 4-pack of tickets. So we're doing it tomorrow?
Yeah, it says tomorrow.
You know what? Again, maybe I should finish reading things. I just ran into Eli in the office, and he said, read your text message. You need to give away some tickets. So I just kind of assumed.
Oh, maybe 2 4-pack of tickets for tomorrow because people can go walk tomorrow. I think you're right. No, John, you were correct. So we do have tickets to give away. We have 2 4-pack of tickets to give away for tomorrow. You can go watch all of the events going place tomorrow, practice rounds. Players will be out talking to fans, signing autographs. Get us an autograph for little Susie, little Johnny. Everybody likes golf, all that kind
By
of
the
stuff.
way, do you know that Southwind does it right? Do you know they have a big Tito's tent? They also have an area where we're going to be at that has a wall of Tito's vodka.
Well, that's great, but how are the people going to win these tickets, though?
They're going to text 901-360-8255. That's 901-360-8255. Send me the text. Say, I want 4 tickets.
And then we need your email address.
We need your name and your email address.
First 2 texters win
First
tickets.
name, last name, email address. First 2 people who hit me up at 901-360-8255. I am going to make your Wednesday wonderful. Hump day, please. It's party day out at TPC Southwind. Damn, I still can't talk. Now, hit us up. We'll let you know who won. Now, this is very important. We all need to win some money. We all need to be able to get out there and make a good living today, right? Can you make some money for me, Jay Morgan? Who are we taking in baseball? We've already said that we're going to take the Phillies minus the 1.5. I'm taking the Phillies. Yeah, we got bets.
Oh, I'm sorry. A lot's going on, John. Say it again?
I'm excited because I know we're taking the Phillies in the first game. Zach Wheeler's on the bump. I'm taking Philly minus 1.5. Trey Turner, who put billboards all over Philadelphia saying thank you to the fans after he has been just horrible of late. He got a standing ovation from the fans. That was, on Sunday or Saturday? I can't remember which day. He felt so touched, and he needed that so bad that he put billboards everywhere. You know who Trey Turner used to play for? The Nationals. Did you see what Dansby Swanson did in Chicago when he played the Braves?
You can't just say, I want 4 tickets. We got to have email addresses and your name, for goodness sakes. We have so many people that are just texting us, I want 4 tickets. No, we need your email address and name. Honestly, I could do without the I want 4 tickets. I just need the important things like your name and email address. Sorry, John, go ahead.
But I'm the one who said I wanted.
John wants. I want 4 tickets.
I want 4 tickets, and then I want your full name.
You know what? I'm overriding John on this one. I don't give a crap if you say I want 4 tickets.
He's the one who's going to fill out the sheet anyway. You're right. You are right. Jay Morgan gives the winners.
But anyway, but John gave away the Phillies.
Yeah, Phillies minus 1.5 today.
And I'll tell you what, John. I think the Nationals win Game 2 against Ranger Suarez. You can probably get a good price on that. Josiah Gray's been real good. Yep. And if you have the Nationals losing Game 1, they're hot.
Meneses has been killing it. Meneses has been hitting the cover off the baseball. This Nationals team has been winning. And I don't know if you know this, but, dude, do you know Kyle Finnegan?
Oh, yeah.
The closer for the Nationals, who lost his job earlier in the year and then is all of a sudden won it. Harvey got injured. Do you know that he's been the best closer over the last month in baseball?
How about that?
My man has gone out there and destroyed it. This dude, this is crazy. This man was on my team. He was on my bench, cost me points early in the season because he was so bad. I trade this guy away, and he goes ahead and just gets – he's got 2 wins and 7 saves in the last month, giving up 1 run in 14 innings. Dude is dealing. So we like the Phillies in the first game minus 1.5. The Nationals in the second game plus 180. What else?
That's all I got, John.
Oh, that's all you got?
That's all I got right now.
I kind of like
Cutter Crawford on the mound today. Doesn't throw a cutter.
I kind of like the fact that the Tigers are playing the Twins today. I like Rodriguez. I think Rodriguez, who did not want to get traded out to the left coast, comes out there. Eduardo looked good in his first one. He's looked good pretty much all season. I like Riley Green today. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I like the Tigers at home against the Twins. The Twins have won 5 straight. You know what they're due for? A loss. Carlos Correa hit a home run yesterday. You think he's going to hit another one? I don't think so. I think the Tigers plus money, plus 20, easy dub. And the Orioles, I think they get killed today by the Astros. Astros need this bad boy because the Rangers are running away with the West. Go ahead and take the Houston Astros. They're only minus 25. And do you know who's pitching, by the way, for the Astros?
Who, John?
Framber Valdez. Right now, they say he's second in the Cy Young Award. He's thrown a no-hitter this year. He's been their best pitcher all year. And just because Baltimore's got the best record in the American League, you think I'm scared to take the Astros on the road? I don't think so, son. It is in Baltimore, isn't it?
Are you talking to me, John?
Oh, yes, it's in Baltimore. Yeah, Astros on the road, man. Orioles are going down today. And you know the Braves lost yesterday. They're playing the Pirates. They bounce back. That's the last play of the day. Right now you can get the Braves, and I think it's a very good bargain, minus the 160. What a beautiful day it was. I hope everybody has a great time in this world. I hope do we have winners?
Yeah, we got winners, John.
So we're sending 8 people to TPC Southwind tomorrow. Doesn't that feel good? Feels great.
Yeah, it feels good, John.
That is Jay Morgan. I'm John Harden. I hope everybody gets out there, makes the world a better place. We're going to see you on the flip side. Peace.